here tonight. We're at Barclays Center in Brooklyn tonight. The Brooklyn Nets playing host to the LA Clippers. The Nets able to control the tip. We're underway in Brooklyn. Irving gets it in the right corner. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. He even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play on the first possession of the game.
Eat. Go ahead and eat.
To Paul George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Brooklyn secures the rebound. Here's Irving into the front court. Looking to make something. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Durant off the mark. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to George. Leonard. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Beverly to Leonard, driving right to the basket. Paul George down to Green. From the painted area, won't go down. To Durant. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Short jumper won't fall. To Durant. Good look that time, but off the mark. To Paul George. Lets it fly from long range, and the rebound taken in by Jordan. Durant with the basketball up top. He'll run the offense. 4-3. Well defended. To George. Oh, he had him there for a second. George. LA with 4 to shoot. George lets it fly. Paul George missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion. And it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance. And in their mind, they do. But in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
George, defended by Kevin Durant. Leonard knocks it down and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
It never would have been a foul if you didn't give him space. Your job defensively is to stay attached to him at all times. Force him to put the ball on the ground and drive and make a shot over the trees below.
Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
To Paul George.
Screen.
Paul George, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Durant across the timeline. Down a point. Here comes the screen. Durant. Now to Jordan. Down low. JaMychal Green with a piece.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Durant. Tosses. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between two players. We call that an eyesight contract, because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are made.
Goes to the left side. Has a chance. Wide open shot. Nice to see him expand his arsenal.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Kawhi Leonard pins it. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Time to shuffle things up. Kevin Durant lets it fly. Deep two there, won't go. With a drop step. No good. He couldn't get it to drop. Horn sounds ending this first quarter of play. Good start to this one. After one quarter of play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter, and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
Had a chance, but it's no good. Here comes the screen. To Jordan. With a drop step. Beyond the arc for three. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up a three.
Williams into the front court. Down two. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 6 now.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Irving to Jordan. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
We're going to see a team take the lead here.
Strong finish for Paul George.
And that transition offense was flawless. When guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Now the Nets going to take a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Changes coming from both sides right now. Kevin Durant lets it fly. Kevin Durant now 3 for 9.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
Leonard to George. Here comes the screen.
Right.
Kevin Durant rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Irving. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
That boy's living his best life.
Kyrie across the timeline. Leads just a point.
Double team, double team.
Durant
double team.
to Dinwiddie. And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. To Paul George. Working the outside. Deep left corner. Fires the three and knocks it down.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
To George. To Leonard. Slams it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Clippers have got it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Durant with the basketball up top. They trail by one. To Dinwiddie. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Knocks down the first.
Good shot, baby. Good shot.
Goes 2 for 2.
Good shot, good shot.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. To Paul George. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 4 out of 7.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Irving to Durant. It goes down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Pick up, pick up, pick up. Right.
George. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Cutter, coming through. Come on, you gotta work around
Durant.
the screen. You're killing me.
Kawhi Leonard with the block. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Straight on three. At the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. That's it for the first half. The Clippers are out in front. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Harkless. For 3, it's good. That's the shot they wanted him to take.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Durant buries the wide-open three. That's too easy.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Here comes the screen.
Let's go. Y'all know what time it is. On your right, on your right.
Leonard to Williams. Lou Williams. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
In the paint, you need to finish, just like that.
He won't get away with this one. Referee calls it intentional. Doc Rivers will play the matchup. He wants some new guys on the floor.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Irving to Durant. From long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Kawhi Leonard, defended by Kevin Durant. Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard. It's no good. Great defense.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Durant buries it. It's a three.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
It's LA Clippers ball.
Get in your spot. Hurry up, hurry up. Cutter, watch the cutter, watch the cutter.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Leonard. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Nets. Going to launch beyond the arc. And the rebound comes down to Green. Leonard to Beverly. Leonard to George. The pass set it all up.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
Here comes the screen. Down low Durant. Oh, George! Snatching it out of the air. Kyrie Irving. He's now 4 for 6.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
It's Brooklyn's ball. Irving. Tough shot. He hits.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Durant across the timeline. His group now down 2. There's the toss. Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
Oh, the slam popped out. To Durant. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board. How do you neutralize a threat like Kevin Durant?
Well, that weak side defender constantly has to shade Kevin Durant, and that primary defender, you have to funnel KD into help every single possession, contest shots, and hope that you can deter his vision and that he misses.
And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Kawhi Huge block.
Continuous effort is the key for your team's success. No one this entire ball game has quit on a play. That right there, that's what's going to help your team win this game.
And Paul George good on the quick release there.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Here comes the screen. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. There's the buzzer. 3/4 complete. The Clippers have the lead. Brooklyn basketball here as we start the 4th quarter. We've got a one-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money down the stretch. It's game time.
Brooklyn basketball here as we start the 4th quarter. We've got a one-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money down the stretch. It's game time.
Beverly into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Leonard to Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. George matched up with Durant. Here comes the screen. George to the basket, but it won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
To Irving.
Hey, watch the screen left.
Here's a chance from long range. He has certainly been on target from downtown. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range.
Let me tell you why. He's been receiving his passes on time and on target. Give the passer some credit in this scenario as well.
Runner here won't go. Durant with the basketball up top. Leads 5. To Jordan. DeAndre Jordan, look out.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
DeAndre Jordan swats it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Durant across the timeline. Leads 4. Fires the 3. Message received. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Now the Nets going to take a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
I know the fans didn't get a chance to hear this during the break, but the coaches are wearing a mic for the broadcast. I heard a lot of arguing inside the huddle. It lets you know that the intensity level is pretty high going into the 4th.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Brooklyn's got it. Durant, tough matchup against George. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
This is not the time to have a mental lapse.
To Leonard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Kawhi Leonard. Good on the quick release there.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Harkless to Leonard. To Beverly. good.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Durant, that's good D. Shot no good. George matched up with Durant. Gets it to go. Someone clearly missed their rotation.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Irving. Textbook defense. To George. Strong finish for Paul George.
That transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Goes to the right side. Beverly. Hat-trick Beverly. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Screen coming.
Screen on your left. Screen on your left.
Short jumper misses. Durant with the basketball up top. The deficit now up to 5. Flushes it home.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Irving to Dinwiddie. Lets it fly from long range. Not getting the bounce.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win a close one by 2. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.